morning, everyone. Welcome to Kelly's Creative Dream Studios. And today we're a day late on getting up this week's 12 Weeks of Christmas 2022, which is a collab with Brian Dickey over at B&D Crafts and More. There are also several others who've jumped in to play, and so I've linked their channels down below, but you can always do a search on the hashtag 12 Weeks of Christmas 2022 and see who else is playing unofficially and see what everybody is creating. Now, we are 4 days away from Thanksgiving, and I know it still seems a little early to be thinking Christmas, but when you stop and think about the fact you need to get Christmas cards mailed probably by the coming weekend, now is a good time to go through, be inspired, get your Christmas cards made, excuse me, and ready to go in the mail. Now, this week, if you're new to my channel, I have been taking one sheet wonders for 6x6 paper pads, working with one paper pad, retired from Stampin' Up, to do my cards. And 1 week I do cards, and then the next week I take the exact same 6x6 and turn it into junk journal embellishments. So that by the end of this, I will have several Christmas cards ready to go in the mail. I've got glue on my paper. I will have Christmas cards ready to go in the mail, and I will have a junk journal ready to go into my shop. So let's see what we've been working with today. I started with this 6x6. We get one 4x4 inch panel, and then we get 5 2-inch by 2-inch panels from this one. So these cards go together really quickly. Now, I chose to work with this one, but if you'll notice, if I'd have put this, and I probably should have done a clear overlay of this one, and that's another tip. If you want to, if you're working with designer series paper that have specific things on them, make a clear template of your 6x6 so you can lay it over your paper and see how things are going to come out, and that may help you choose your paper. In fact, I will do that for next week. I will do a clear of this and show you what we do. So, but I started with this one, but if you look at this 4x4 is going to come up into this, and there's really nothing there to show off. So here's what I did. I turned it upside down and I cut it this way. So now I have this big 4x4 sheet up here in the corner that I could turn around and have just trees up in the top of this one. Now, I didn't want to do this because I was putting this together this morning. I didn't want to do any embellishments on this, but I am going to come back with probably my white stickles or my iridescent stickles. Let me pull those out. Come back with my iridescent stickles and go over the snowflake dots on here, and then I can lay it aside and let it dry before I package this card up. So we have one card, and because I wanted to be able to wrap this ribbon around, I chose to mat this on, and remember my card bases, I want to put my foot on my footstool, and it's not under there, it's under the dining room table. Quite a shock for my morning. Anyway, I wanted to be able to wrap this ribbon around and secure it. So what I did was we start with a 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 card base, okay, which comes out to be your 4 1/4 by 11, which is an 8 1/2 by 11 piece of paper, cut in half, turn, fold, score on the 5 1/2. So then I cut the Very Vanilla 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. So I had just a skim of the navy blue to mat this on, and it helps pull the two together here. Then I wrapped this with some ribbon. This is a rose gold and Night of Navy ribbon from a collection from Stampin' Up that I've had for a couple of years. Then I cut a, let's see, I've got the metric side of this up, so let me look here. I cut a piece of the Very Vanilla 3 1/2. No, I think I cut it by 4. I did. I cut it by 4. and then dovetailed it. And this is where I will stamp my sentiment. And I'm thinking with this design, with this paper design, I'm thinking about putting the word peace on here. And you'll notice a theme in my cards this week is they're very non-holiday specific. So if you want to just send a holiday greeting to somebody who may not necessarily celebrate Christmas, these would make just good winter thinking of you cards, Yule cards, that kind of thing. So that's how simple this card is. So then so that took care of this big square, but then I had 5 2-inch squares, and what I did was, after I cut out my 2x2 squares, I flipped them over. And I got 5 cards that look like this. I had this sticker sheet from, from Hobby Lobby. And this shows you how quick and easy you can put cards together if you feel like you're behind or, God, how did we get this close to the holiday already and you haven't done a single Christmas card? This is a really super easy way to do those. Start with a couple of basic cardstock colors. Start with a designer series paper pad, and you can pick those up at Hobby Lobby. Watch for them to come up on sale. Or just raid your stash, because as you can tell, this really doesn't necessarily have to be a Christmas pattern, but it works. But the sticker sheets are from their Christmas crafting, which is 60% off right now. So go stock up now. I used my favorite decorative label punch from Stampin' Up, which was in our 16-17 catalog and is now retired. But look and see what you have in your stash. You could just as easily just do a simple square and round the corners and work just as well. I did a piece of now I used Old Olive because I went with the colors that were in my cups for the most part. You're going to see a deviation from this here in just a minute. But I started with what I had in colors on those stickers, and I went with the Old Olive. And this is as simple as it gets. I will probably stamp the greeting in Old Olive or in a darker green to coordinate with the darker green in the cup. Dovetailed a piece of cardstock that was 4 inches by 3/4 of an inch. And it's going to be just that simple. I have 1. I have 2. And this is where that deviation came in. I ran out of the green stickers, but I had a couple that had red. But that's okay. They're still very winter themed. And let me stand up and make sure you're seeing all of these. Yes. I got 5 quick cards out of a sticker sheet, my 6x6 One Sheet Wonder template, and some scrap cardstock that coordinated. And it was just that quick. So I have 6 cards from today's One Sheet Wonder. Now next week I'm going to show you how to take this same 4x6 or 6x6 One Sheet Wonder template and this sheet of paper and turn it into junk journal elements. But I'm thinking clusters for these 5, and I have some smaller stickers from these, stocking hats, skates, mittens, that kind of thing, that would make really cute clusters, and they were in a separate sticker pack from Hobby Lobby. So if you want to get out and enjoy the nice weather that here in the Midwest we're supposed to get here for the next couple of days, head on out to Hobby Lobby, do some shopping. While they're 60% off, get what you need for this year and pick up what you need for next year. Now, I did do some holiday shopping this weekend, and that's why this is late. I hit Maddie Azar's Spectrum Art Creations sale over the weekend. They did a 2-day Black Friday clearance, and I just kind of went crazy, and yeah. Let's just say I'm going to have lots to play with in the new year. But they won't have another sale until mid-January. So, you know, when you break it down, I didn't spend any more per week than I would normally have done. I just had to do it all in 2 days. And that is why this is late, because I spent the weekend shopping at Spectrum Art Creations. Now, if you hurry, you can get in on some of their great deals on their website and on their Etsy store. They are going to be leaving for vacation right after like the first week of December, and so nothing is going to ship after about December 2nd. But that gives you an entire 7 days to go shopping at Spectrum Art Creations because they are fabulous people to work with. The company is actually owned by their daughter, Madison, who has autism, and she is amazing. You need to come join us on a Saturday sale after the new year and hear just how fabulous Madison is at taking care of her customers. And she knows everybody by name, even their screen names. She can look at the screen name and know their actual first name. She greets everybody when they come in. She's just a really sharp little gal. And we're all in the Spectrum Art Creations family. So very proud of Madison and all the work that her parents do to help her build a life in spite of being autistic. And we just dearly love her. So check out SpectrumArtCreations.com. I will leave their link down below, as well as the link for spteacherspet.blogspot.com, where I might not have got this particular one, but I will look and see. It should be linked down in the bottom anyway. If not, I will try to dig it up for next week. That is it for me on the 12 weeks of Christmas 2022. We only have about 4 weeks left, which means we're going to have 2 more rounds of junk journal elements and 1 more round of cards before I show you everything put together for Christmas. Thanks for joining me in the studio today. Remember to like, share, and subscribe because you're not going to want to miss what I have coming up in the new year. I have been planning my brain out of how I can boost this channel and bring you more specialty content. So I hope you'll join me. Creative blessings.